Heaven's California.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be reacting to the first Mr. Nightmare video of 3. Surprisingly posted 3 videos in one day and like a half, and I was like, what? Like, I was like so shook. I was like, what? That's not possible. And then I checked just to make sure, and there's 3 videos. One from like 23 hours ago, one from like 18, and one from 2. I was like, what? No way. And like I saw this video, 3 disturbing true school stories, while I was at school, I believe. And I was like, I want to watch this now. Like, I really wanted to like get caught. I really wanted to get caught up on everything. And I did want to watch this video first, just because it's Mr. Nightmare. And who doesn't like a good Mr. Nightmare video? Everyone loves Mr. Nightmare. Not that Wanty's bad, but, you know, of course, like, everybody likes Mr. Nightmare, so. I wanted to react to him, but I was like, no, I gotta react to Wanty first, because he uploaded first. Whoever's first goes first. So yeah, when I saw this, I was like really excited. So this one's 15, almost 16 minutes. I really hope no one... It's 9:53, my mom gets up around 10. I really hope this doesn't like affect anything. Because I'm really bad at editing and stuff, and I'm not going to be good at it, so I just hope and pray that no one bothers me or anything. I think my mom is going to open the door though, so she might do that, but let's just get into this. And my cat's hear me meowing again. I'm really excited for this school horror story, so this is me now. That is way too quiet.
2009. I was sitting one regular school day in English class. It was towards the end of the year, and we were working on final projects, meaning we needed to use the school laptops.
Yeah.
The school library was closed for the week because of some kind of damages or renovations. I really don't remember all the details regarding that.
But it was
But even still, I was pretty sure the laptop cards were still being stored in the back room of the library. My teacher asked the class which of us would like to go down and get the cart. I really had to pee, so I raised my hand because it was a good excuse to go down to the bathroom anyway.
Fair enough.
After making a quick stop at the bathroom, I made my way to the library. The lights inside were all off. There didn't appear to be anyone in the entire library. It was pretty dark, but there was just enough light from the few windows in there to see where I was going. Like I said, the laptop carts were usually way in the back section of the library in a separate
Yeah, but I
room.
thought it was closed.
There was a glass window that looked from out in the main area of the library into this back room, and it was really dark in there. I tried the door handle, but it was locked. Now I looked around not knowing what to do. I didn't really want to go back to the classroom to tell my teacher. I looked around the library, hoping there was maybe at least one staff member in there. I did hear something coming from the other corner of the library, actually. As I walked closer, it sounded like some kind of consistent clicking sound. It was coming from one of the study rooms that classes would sometimes be held in.
Of course it was.
The door to this room was cracked open, but it was also dark in there.
So no one's in there then?
There were also windows that looked into this room, so instead of marching straight in there, I tried looking in through the window in the main section of the library. I was like 80% sure I could see someone standing in the back corner of this little room.
Oh my gosh, so creepy. Oh.
I called into the room.
Crap.
My voice echoed a bit.
Like, what are you doing with your life? Like,
I tried
is this
hitting
really
the
what
light
you're doing?
switch, but the lights didn't turn on, confirming the power was shut off in the library.
Well, if it's
I
being
stepped into
renovated
the
then.
room, a bit confused why I didn't get an answer. I wanted to confirm that what I was seeing was a person. It's so hard for me to explain what I was seeing. It literally looked like a humanoid figure from the doorway. Head, torso, and everything.
It's so creepy, just like the small face.
To use to light up the room. I stepped deeper into this room, but I stopped when I started to become disturbed by what I was seeing. It didn't look like a person anymore. It looked like some kind of thing. Humanoid thing.
Oh, so it's not an actual person.
I was pretty sure he or it or whatever was looking at me. I could make out a face on its head, which was easily twice the size of a normal human head.
Great.
Not to mention how tall this thing was. Maybe 7, 8 feet up.
Run, I don't know why you're still there.
It was completely still, as was I. It wasn't until I saw movement in the corner that my heart completely dropped, and I ran out of the room and out of the library.
Oh, now you run.
I was breathing heavily, heart racing. A teacher I knew named Miss Carp happened to be walking by in the hall.
Ask her.
And I asked her frantically to follow me into the library to see. She asked me in a stern voice why I was even going into the library, given that no one was allowed to enter that week.
Yeah.
I told her that I was sent to get the laptops, and maintaining her stern voice, She told me all the laptop cards were moved to the presentation room.
Exactly, they're moved.
Apparently, I had zoned out when my teacher mentioned this.
Oh.
I told Miss Karp to follow me into the library anyway to show her what I saw. But when she reluctantly followed me there, not only was nothing there in that back room, but the light inside of that room was now working. Miss Karp was annoyed with me, and of course she didn't believe me or just thought I was seeing things. I eventually went back to class with a computer card for the presentation room and explained to my teacher that I went to the library by mistake. I never really mentioned what I saw to anyone else for fear of sounding stupid or crazy. I don't know if I believe in ghosts or paranormal shit, but I really have no freaking clue what I could have seen in there. Sure, eyes can play tricks on you, but not like that. I saw something big in the corner of that room. Something not human.
That's so weird though, like I don't understand how the light was not working. There's something there that was like a figure, it's not even real, it's not like a human, but it moved. What?
I went to a relatively small commuter college in Delaware.
College?
During my freshman year, I had my classes set up horribly. I would get to school at 3 p.m., have a couple classes, then a 2-hour gap before my next class.
Today I had a 3-hour gap. Today.
9. I'll admit, in my early years of college, I was kind of antisocial. I could have been trying to meet up with people in the food hall or joined clubs or even just went to the library during my breaks. But for my
I'm down
class,
here
twice a week after my 2-hour gap, I would be in a basement classroom of one of the business halls. This basement only had this and one other classroom, and rarely ever would there be anyone else down there. Commonly, I'd just go straight down there, eat my food in the classroom, then just do homework on my laptop for the remainder of the couple hours.
Yeah, today I was on my laptop
or even just sit and play games on my phone or watch videos. Yeah, like I said, I was pretty antisocial. Well, one particular day, I felt lazy before class and didn't make myself food. So I had to go to the cafeteria hall to get a sandwich. I sat at a table alone and began eating, but quickly became uncomfortable after realizing I was the only one sitting alone at a table when a majority of everyone else there was sitting with friends. So I wrapped up the sandwich and decided I'd just eat down in the classroom and wait there like I usually did.
Yeah, because then you kind of look like a loser.
I stepped out into the dark and marched back to the basement of the business hall and ate the rest of it there. Before I finished the sandwich, I heard the door creak open behind me. I was in the back corner seat right by the door, so when I turned, I was almost face to face with some kid I'd never seen before.
Who are you?
He looked maybe a couple years older than me.
Oh God.
He had this gross, overgrown beard, he wore glasses, he had a bit of a belly.
Like a student?
Seriously, I'd never seen him in this class. We made awkward eye contact for a second until I looked away and continued eating.
Bye? Like who are
I made
you?
a mental note that the kid looked off, like he was weird or something was just not right about him. I saw in my peripheral vision the kid sit down in the desk literally right next to mine. I wanted to say so badly, why? Why are you sitting right there?
Yeah, why?
But I just tried my best not to look at him and just ignore it.
Leave, I would say leave.
I looked at the time on my phone. There was still a whole hour and a half before class started.
Oh God.
I looked up, not at the kid, but slightly looking to the left, just enough so I could see the kid looking at me. That was enough for me already. I finished my sandwich, picked up my bag, and walked out of the classroom.
Good.
I didn't care where I was going. Maybe a bench outside, just not there anymore. When I stepped back outside into the darkness, I looked around for somewhere to go and sit for a while.
So it was nighttime?
I walked to the more woodsy section
Did I miss something?
and sat on a bench under a nice and bright light post.
I thought it was like 12 p.m.
It was chilly out since it was late fall, but I'd deal with it. Not many students walked by this section of campus.
Hey.
It was by a pretty unused small parking lot surrounded by trees everywhere. Suddenly, I heard cracks and crunches of leaves. I looked around and spotted something. Between two pine-like bushes, there was someone standing there. I stood up and extended my neck out, I guess, to get a better look.
Like, why are you following me?
It was that guy again. He wasn't even making an effort to hide his face. I was about to take off again when he cut through the two bushes and said hi. He started to talk to me, but the way he spoke was also off.
Like you're being sus. Like I don't want to talk to you.
Everything, if that makes sense. He started asking me so many questions about myself, like if I go to school here, what my major is.
No, I'm just here because I want to be here, just to chill for a few minutes. Of course I go here.
I was so painfully uncomfortable, but I tried to be nice by also asking him some questions. We ended up sitting down for a while. Eventually he asked for my number.
Don't give it to
I don't know
him.
why I gave it to him. I guess I was trying to be nice. Then he turned it weirder. He asked where I live.
Okay, don't tell him where you
First I
live.
answered with my hometown, but he said no, like, where do you live? I paused, not knowing what to say.
Don't tell
I
him.
repeated my same answer. Then he said, no, like, what's your address?
I'm not telling you my
I
address.
didn't even ask him why he was asking that. I just said I gotta go, and quickly walked away. When I looked back, the guy was following me.
What are you
I
doing?
didn't know what was wrong with him, but he was freaking me out.
What are you doing? Of course, like I mentioned in the beginning, I hope it doesn't happen. It happened, so. I stopped recording, which I think she came in the video actually, so I'm gonna end it before there. So I'm gonna resume at 9:13 of this video, so I don't know, last thing, you probably saw this part. Let's hope I know how to edit this, because I'm really bad at editing, so let's just see. Let's get into this at 9:13, just so I know when I'm editing this, 9:13.
I didn't know what was wrong with him, but he was freaking me out. I skipped class that night and drove straight home. I crashed into bed and started doing my homework.
I really hope you didn't tell him his
After
address.
finishing a short paper, I checked my phone, and it was full of texts from some random fake number. There had to be like 20 texts. They were all from that kid. It started with, hey. Then he worked down to, you have a nice house. I suddenly felt a pain in my chest area. I replied back, go away or I'm calling the police. Then there was a knock at my window. I had the shade down. I couldn't see who it was.
Do you not know what go away means?
But along with the knock,
Go
I heard a
away.
muffled but familiar voice say, open the window.
No?
I yelled, I'm calling the cops.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. What are you
Then he
doing?
went silent. My mom and dad weren't home, so I really did end up calling the police.
Of course.
Nothing else happened before the police came. I showed them the texts and explained the whole story. They said, though, that it would be better to see if it continued, since the kid didn't actually make any threats yet.
Yet.
They left, saying call
Keyword,
again if
threat.
he came back to the house, and to block his number. The next day, the college sent a text to all students' phones warning about sightings of a dangerous young man seen walking around with a knife.
Oh shit, oh it's him, isn't it? It's him.
Classes were shut down for the day. The police searched the entire campus. I called to give my story and was asked to give it to the police again. As far as I know, that creepy guy was never caught. I don't know why he was targeting me. I don't know what his motive was. But this is the story about how I was almost murdered in my own home by someone I met at school.
Wow. Wow. Like, if you want to be friends, okay, just say, hey, what's up? Like, today I was trying to make friends. I'll explain at the end of the video, but yeah.
Back in high school, my group of friends consisted of about 10 people.
Okay.
But it would be rare that we'd all do things together.
Yeah.
On a dark and cloudy school day, my friends Jared, Michelle, Christina, and I were all sitting in history together. We had a sub that day, and we weren't really doing any work, so everyone was just talking.
Yeah, subs were great
Our
in high
was
school.
like built in the 1930s, and there sat an old second building in the woods that was apparently used back in the 40s
In the woods.
as some kind of daycare or preschool.
That's creepy,
It
in the
just happened
woods.
to be on the high school grounds, but
Wow.
they never tore it down.
Tear it down, that's creepy.
It's so old and decrepit it has vines growing on the side walls of it. The four of us were talking about how we should break into it.
Don't
that
go
night
into
since
it.
It was Friday. We didn't tell the rest of our friends.
Oh,
because
it's
it would be
Friday.
harder
Might as well
to do
break
with
into
a
an
lot of
abandoned
people.
building.
So nightfall came. We snuck onto the school grounds through a more hidden path to avoid security, and we easily made it towards the woods. We got to the building, which was in a fenced-off area. Jared and I boosted the girls up over the fence. Then we climbed over ourselves. The building was about twice the size of a house. There was no way we were the first ones to have been doing this. We scanned all
probably
four
were.
walls looking for a good entry point. There were multiple windows, and then we found the front door to the building.
Was it open?
Locked, of course. Jared and I ended up breaking a window, but we had the girls keep watch. Once again, we boosted the girls up inside first, then Jared crawled inside, and lastly me. It took me a bit to squeeze in. I was the biggest one there after all. I actually cut my hands on some glass. After managing to get in, I looked around in the dark, cold room I was standing in. I realized it looked like an archaic, class-like room, but I also realized my friends weren't in there. I yelled Jared's name
What do you
over
mean?
and over.
Didn't you
I
come in
left the
last?
little class-like room and entered a tight, decrepit hallway.
Oh, they're playing a prank, aren't they?
There were a bunch of open doors leading to similar classrooms, but now I was more focused on finding my friends. I had no idea why they went ahead of me so quickly. I called their names again and again to no avail.
Yeah, they're playing a prank on
I
you.
looked into all the tiny classrooms until I got to one, where I saw Jared standing in the corner. He was looking out the window. I said, "Dude, what the hell are you doing? Why couldn't you wait for me?"
Exactly.
He just turned and looked at me, I guess. I couldn't make eye contact in that darkness. I looked down the hall again and called both girls' names. And with that, I heard someone stepping on something pretty loudly further down the narrow hall.
Is it
I
any of
stepped
his
through a
friends
mess
though?
of random school objects littered on the floor and got to the last classroom on the left. And the second I looked inside, someone jumped out and screamed in my face.
Your friend?
I nearly had a heart attack, but it was Jared.
See? Told you.
Christina and Michelle came out from behind me, hysterically laughing.
Told you.
They
I called
revealed
it.
that they came up with a plan to hide from me, to scare me a few minutes before going in.
I knew it.
I playfully shoved Jared, but with my heart still racing from the scare, it started racing even faster, because I remembered that figure I just saw in that other classroom.
Well, wait.
I told them all to shh. I whispered I saw someone else and thought it was Jared.
Oh, so it wasn't actually
Waited for
Jared.
them
Oh,
to follow me
shit.
back to that classroom, but whoever that person was in the corner wasn't there anymore.
You better run.
I stepped into the classroom, but it looked empty. Then I heard one of the girls gasp. I stepped back to them and looked at what the three of them were looking at. She was pointing at the crack between the door to the classroom. There was someone standing behind the door, with their face pressed up between the crack to the door. The two girls screamed, and Jared yelled, "Let's get out of here."
Yeah, get the fuck out of there.
We all ran back to the window we came in through. I was the last one to climb out, and I can't tell you how scared I was that I was going to be grabbed by the legs and pulled down as I was climbing through. But I made it out. We hopped the fence again and ran back to Christina's house. It didn't make sense. The door to the building was locked, and the window we smashed was the only open window. So how could that man have gotten in? Better question, what was he doing in there?
Exactly. Well, maybe
We
what
told
you
the
were
rest of
doing.
our friends, and rumors quickly spread about the building. I'm sure others went in there after that, but we never went near that building again.
Good. You learned. I think everyone should have learned after that. Okay, I'm just gonna hope right now that I successfully edited that, just because I feel like I didn't. or I feel like I won't, but I mean, whatever. That was a pretty good video though. The first one, obviously, I already kind of forgot. The second one, where you want to meet your friends, where I was saying, yeah, like today, like the past few days, I haven't really been talking to many people, just because like it's hard, you don't know anyone, it's college, it's kind of like they're all adults, you're an adult, you're just kind of like, hi, like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like you don't really know them, it's like you don't feel comfortable just saying, hi, what's up, like, you know? Like today, I did talk to a few people in gym, just because that was like a bit more, you know, I was kind of saying like, yeah, like you're doing a good job doing this, or you're doing like a good job, or, and we had to team up with partners, so I just kind of looked around, some guy was like you, and I was like, yeah, okay. So, yeah, you know, just whatever, just stuff like that, but definitely a good video, just be careful, obviously at school, because there can be horror stories at school too, definitely. I mean, school itself is a horror story, which I know people say all the time, which definitely can be a lot worse. Okay, and then the last one. Well, they fucked up by themselves by going to that building. I don't know what they expected to see. I mean, obviously you don't really expect to see anybody else there. You just expect, yeah, we're the only ones here. The door's locked. That was the only window open. Like, there's no way anybody else is here. Well, because I was kind of thinking when Jared or whatever was in the room, and then like he went on, I was thinking maybe he went around and I kind of like went around to like scare him. I don't know. I just kind of thought that, but then I was like, wait a second, isn't he in the room still? Yeah. So. I mean, anybody can be anywhere. You may not think they are, but they may be, and clearly they were in that one room or whatever. Someone was there, so. But I called it. I knew they were going to prank him. Because it's like you come in, you know they're there, and then they're just nowhere. It's like, hey, obviously you're trying to scare me. Which I would go apeshit. I'd probably start crying just because like I get really easily scared. Like even when I saw It Chapter 2, guys, and I don't know about you guys, but it was pretty good. And like at times I was kind of like. And the reason I do that is because if I know a jump scare is coming, I can take it It's just I don't want my heart to like totally like, you know, I always get nervous that I'm gonna like, get like a heart attack or something. So I'm just kind of like I watch it, I just don't like hear it, because then the hearing part with the sight of it just makes me want to like jump, and then like I already got a few good jump scares and it just scare the crap out of me, and I just don't like that. So I didn't like that. So yeah. But it was definitely a good movie. If you guys didn't see it, go watch it. But anyway, this video is what is the focus right now. So yeah, definitely a good video. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. And I'll eventually watch the other 2 videos that Mr. Nightmare uploaded. Possibly tonight, maybe not. I gotta figure out if I can edit this shit first, because I don't know if I'll be able to, but hopefully I can. Anyway, let's just get it. We're done with this video, so you can leave now if you want. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.